Okay, so we are going to start. This is definitely one of the most complicated flowers, but it's still easy if we just go slowly by slowly. So I want to repeat, we are going to start wiring and gluing. So you have all your wires. You've got your, this is the 18 and the 14 gauge wires. So the 18, the thinner ones, the 18 gauge wires are going to be for our buds. So that's how we're going to start, and it's going to be pretty easy. Just to repeat, we've got 12, I didn't get all the ones. We've got 12 little buds with the 12 wires. We've got 6 medium, the small flowers with their, the medium flowers with their beans. We've got our 6, just want to repeat, 6 small flowers with their beans. And then we've got our 12 large flowers, okay? So we have everything thermoformed, and we are going to start gluing and wiring. So you can use your glue gun, or you can get the 369 glue. This is the one we're working. So we're gonna start working on our buds with a thin wire. So it is pretty simple. We're just going to put a little bit of glue, and then we're going to close it up, trying to keep like that. So you can see it's kind of, I'm twisting it a little bit and gluing it. And then the only thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna glue the little edges to each other. Just a dab of glue, and we're gonna start closing it up. Got a little bit too much glue. So we just put the little edge. You can use yours just a little bit. And we're going to glue to the other edge, like closing it up. That's it. Easy peasy. You see, so you're closing it up. You're closing these little beans, and the wire is already glued to the and curved to the little edge. So you're just going to do, oh man, it's coming, lots of it. It's coming out of this little ball. I think I made the hole too big. Oh, that's not good. Did not like that. So you're just going to do that. And we're just going to close it, one with the other. We're just going to close it up. It doesn't have to be closed all the way to the top. You can leave the little part open on the very, very top. So that's kind of how it's going to look. I'm going to try to twist it so it's a little bit open on top, and that's it. So we're going to go with the next one. We're going to put a little dab of glue right at the edge, and we're going to touch it right there, and then we're going to fold it, right? We want this cable to be, because these are going to be like, you see how the Bluebonnet on the top part has a little curve? So we're just going to close it up, do the same thing. So and we're going to close it up. And we're going to close it up. Oh boy, that was not good. I'm gonna have to repaint that little edge. Oh, if that does happen, remember, you see that, what happened to me right there? Well, how do we fix this? You may want to have my heat gun here. Heat it up again, and you just glue it up. Make sure this is properly glued right there. I like my other little bottle better. I need to wait till it gets a little crust here on the bottle so it won't come out so much. And we're just going to repaint that. I'll do it at the end. So here we go on the second one. We're gonna go on the third. This is a brand new bottle and I made 2 holes on it. You're supposed to just put the needle in it and I overdid it a little bit. So we gotta be careful with that if you are using your 369 glue. So we're just going to, gotta wait till this dries, the edge dries up on this glue bottle. But anyway, we're going to do this. And we're just gonna hold. And didn't glue it, put too little. Just gonna wait for the glue to dry on the edge of this bottle. So remember, if you do have the 369 glue, just poke it once, because poke the bottle once with the needle so it won't come out flushing like this. So we've got the third one. And you're gonna have here. And I got to fix that right there. Then we're gonna go with the second one. We're gonna press from the top. And then just close it up with the wire right here at the edge. And then we're gonna do the same thing. Close our edges. Lots of drift. I think I'm going to have to put something on the bottle for it to close up a little bit because it's just dripping like crazy. So if you are using your glue gun, let me try with a glue gun better until this dries up. Let me put something on it so it can sort of get a little bit here. Let me try my glue gun. The only thing I don't like about or silicone glue gun is all the little hairs. I lose lots of time with those little hairs. You know, but it works fine too. You know. We need to get the other one kind of a little bit. I opened it too much, so. So anyway, we're gonna close it up. See, these little hairs just, oh, they aggravate me. But this is a very special flower, so. Now here are the little ones. So I'm gonna use glue gun right here, hold it, and twist it down. So I'm going to glue right here. Can everybody see? And close it up. The little hairs, oh, but can't have everything perfect. So here you go. You have one, go more. So I'm going to twist it all the way down, make sure it's glued in the curvature. Make sure you hold it until it's properly glued. And we're going to close it up right here. And then we close here. These little hairs. So I'm gonna get the other 6 wires from the box because I just have so many boxes that I don't remember which one it was in while I'm recording. Got it. So here we go. Let me stretch them out. And I have got to fix this ball because I like my 369 glue. It's just kind of, but if it doesn't come flushing out, right? Because that is not cool. So we are going to close it up. Then we're going to the next part. No. Do the next one. And we're going to make sure it's curved right here. So we're gluing all of these. aggravates me. So I should probably go wash my hands before I continue. I just don't want to stop the video. But we've got we've got 4 more to go. So remember, there are small, medium, and large buds. Then we are going to go with the next one. I'm actually going to glue this one to all of them first. See if I can use this one so I can get it, you know, full of glue at the top and it can start working properly. And then I'm going to go with the next one. Ooh, just going to cut the wrong wire. So make sure you don't get your wires confused, because you will need the thicker wire for the other flowers. So we've got 32 flowers, very precise flowers for our so now they're all curved here. So here we go. So now we're just going to close them up to this other one. Hopefully we don't get all these little glue on our fingers. And there it goes. Little by little, try not to touch the edges so you won't get your fingers like I just did. But, you know, part of the process. The other one, so I'm just going to and we are closing them all up, so we got all the 12 closed up. We got one more to go. Last one of our 12 buds with our So you've got your 12. So we got our 12 buds. Let's remove all the little hairs and we will go on. We've got our 12 buds finished and wired. Look how pretty. And we are going to go on our next step. So here we are again, and we are going to work on our 6 small flowers, because these are already the flowers and these are still closed, so they're not open up. So the first part we're going to start using is our 14 gauge wires. Now this one is a little bit different. we're gonna, all the scraps we saved from cutting, we're gonna make little strips, 6 little strips, just like that. 1, 2, and I'm gonna make 6 little strips. They don't have to be, this is just a certain size, and it's just kind of something to help the our wire stick to. 4, and here we go, 5. They don't have to be perfect, okay? It's by far not perfect at all. They're just gonna be hidden, and it's going to, look at this, it came out kind of funny looking. So we're going to take our little 6 little strips, and we're going to glue. Now what I did, I kind of fixed this, put some cheesecloth in it so it won't drag as much glue anymore. Hopefully it works. And then we're going to just glue a little strip. It can't be very big because we are going to push it in through the little bean. Okay, so it's important that you get that it goes in, so once it's closed. So I'm going to show you. Pretty easy peasy. So you got your 6 little ones. Now I'm just going to close it up. Press it. That's a little bit better. Just wets the cheesecloth. So that's a little trick when you have a crazy glue just pouring out glue. And we are doing the 6 of them. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got 2 more to go. Just put all the glue around it. Make sure there is no wire sticking out on top, because what you want is you want the foam to hold the to glue to the rest of the foam inside of the bean. I'm going to show you how it's going to go. Pretty easy. So we're just going to put a little bit more glue. And here you go. So we've got our 6 wires. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start closing our little bean just the way we did with the others. So I'm just gonna start from where it's, I usually leave that, we're gonna cut that little edge off, and then we're just going to close. We're gonna start closing them up. And that's it. So I guess the cheesecloth did work. So we're going to close up. So our little bean is closing. How pretty it starts looking. And Bluebonnets are so small, but they're so beautiful. So to make one giant is going to be, and if you are in Texas, where this is your Texas Dream Bluebonnet, so And once we get close to this end, you are going to actually, I leave it together because it's just easier. You're going to cut it open. And right before that, you're going to grab one of your wires. You're going to put some glue at the little edge. Oh, it's coming out again. And glue it right here, right at the very edge. It's gluing here. So you're going to hold, I don't know, I'm going to push it so you can see, but it's right there. And what you're going to do is you're going to finish closing your little bean. We're going to finish closing it up. And you are going to glue and press the wire right in the middle of it. So here we go. So that little space, you want to make sure it is glued. It unglued here on the side, so I'm just going to put a little bit here. So you can see, so now you have your bean on the wire, and it looks like a little thing like that. And this is the fun part. So this, you're going to twist it here like that, a little bit like ½ an inch here, and you are going to glue it right there. And that is the small bluebonnet flower. So we're going to open it up. I'm going to put glue in here, and I'm going to place this. Make sure it's like right to the edge, and you're gluing your wire inside your curved bluebonnet flower. And look at that. These are the small flowers. It's very unique, and these are the first ones because the rest start opening up. So we got flower number 1. Now we're gonna do our next little bean. We're gonna close the edges again, glue all the edges together. Step number 1, glue edges together. Oh, did not put enough glue. Now I'm not putting enough. Goodness. So you see how it's closing up? I'm gonna do the third one with the glue gun so you can see the difference. The difference is really nothing. It's just the little hairs that aggravate you. But this little bottle is aggravating because either it comes out too much or too little, so it's still aggravating me a little bit. But you see how it's closing up? And we wait. And I need to have a sip of my coffee. And we are going to go like that. So I hope you're all having fun while you're creating this amazing bluebonnet. It is a super pro flower. It's not a simple one. It is definitely not a simple one, but we decided to put it in our kits because it's just so, I love it, you know. I'm a Texas girl, so I love the bluebonnets. Keep on going. I mean, this flower has 32 flowers. 32 flowers, yes, 12, 6 and 6, it's 24, plus 12 buds, that's 32. And these flowers are each flower has like a bud and it's complicated, so it's not such an easy build. But it's incredibly rewarding. So we're gonna open up this part again, and we're going to glue in our put a little bit of on the edges, on the top, because that's where it's going to glue to the inside. So you're gonna push it in there. Make sure it goes to the edge. And we are going to glue this part. You know, we're gonna press it together. Make sure this is properly glued. Right, as straight as possible. Look at that. So now remember, we're going to, like straight, as you can see, we're gonna down. And then we're gonna take one of our little petals and we're gonna press it in there. So the little flower comes out like that. Make sure it's as straight as possible because it's like a bean and it's looking down, you know. So we are going to put our little glue in here. Make sure we grab our little bean properly. And this closes up. And you can push it this one. Push it a little bit. This one, see, you see this one's a little bit more down than the other one? Well, no, it doesn't look that different. But hello?
Hey, I was looking for the U-Haul rental place.
I think you have to go all the way to the office. Yes,
okay.
on the office.
They said the GPS said over here.
Oh, no.
I think you're...
You're welcome. Somebody came in. So here you go. Now we're gonna go with a third one. So we're gonna go on our third and we are going to start gluing the edges again. Glue our little bean. So after this flower, we're going to finish the other three. You can repeat this video. I just don't want the videos to get so long. And we are just going to glue our edges together. And it's still dropping quite a bit. Look at that. And we don't want that. Ooh, I'm gonna cut this open close to the edge. So I'm gonna close it. And then remember, we're going to put a little bit of glue on the top. That little part. Hit it right at the edge. Make sure you don't have this, right? You're gonna have to put glue and press it right as straight as possible. And you press it right there. So So you've got your, it's kind of like a little ball like this. So when you have to, like when you have the top part, the cut part, that is where you're gonna fold down. That is where you fold down. And then we're going to do the same thing, glue it in here. Glue our little, like that. And we close it. So we're gonna continue all our 6 small flowers. Funny, but yeah, these are flowers, guys. And finish them up. And we will go on the next step. Well, we are on our next step, which is our medium flowers, the ones that have white at the front. And it's going to be kind of exactly the same. So we're gonna cut our 6 little strips. So 1, 2, 3 from our leftovers. And I'm going to cut here. 1, 2, 3. And we've got our 6 little strips right there. And we're gonna put this away back. There's always little things you can do with these. And we are going to go, so here we go. So we're gonna grab one of our wires and again, start the gluing. Actually now put too much, I don't want to get the glue on that. Well, I'm gonna use my glue gun now. And work with the little hairs that come off it. So there we go. 1. We're gonna go for 2. And just get that little thing like that. Wait till it dries. And then 3. And we're just gonna wrap these 6. Wait till it dries. 4. Wait till it dries. 5. And 6. And 6. So now we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna close up. Let's see how we're gonna do it with this glue. I mean, I like the glue gun. I just don't like the hairs dealing with them after the fact. Especially in very intricate things like this one, where it's so detailed. So you close it up. Make sure you wait till it's cold, because you saw that starts opening up, and we don't like that. trying to get it closer to the camera. So you're gluing this one, you gotta wait a little bit more and then kind of clean that up. Getting closer. And then we're going to continue gluing this up. And we're going to continue gluing here. Just enough where we can put in our wire. These are little hairs that just aggravate me. One last little push before we put in our wire. And we wait until it is perfectly dry. And then we're going to grab one of these, put glue all over it. Make sure it goes, you open it up and go straight to the very edge. So you won't have it glued right there. So I'm holding it while it glues. And then we're just going to press this here, put some glue in there, and press it as straight as possible. And these flowers that are open up, oh, they start looking so beautiful. So you're going to do the same thing. Fold in half. Get these little hairs out. And this has to be properly glued here. And this is your, you see how it looks? It's supposed to be when the circle starts opening up. So you're going to want to keep this as straight as possible. And we're going to put glue here, here, and here. Because this is where we're going to glue our, look at that, how pretty. Look at that. And that is your Bluebonnet. Now these are the next 6, and hold it here so you got that little, look at it sideways. And that's your Bluebonnet flower. The central one. And the bottom ones, which are the bigger ones, those are completely blue. They've already matured. So we're gonna, let me try to see if I can use my this glue that now has all this little thing, which is kind of useful, but not that much because now it doesn't want to come out. So I'm going to use my needle nose pliers and kind of get some out. Oh, no, I took too much. Now it's just going to roll out. Maybe sideways it'll work. Oh, no, it's too much. I'm gonna have to stick in the cheesecloth in the little hole, not on the outside. Find a way not for it not to drip. Maybe if I go like this, drop comes out like huge. I don't like those huge drops. So we're holding it. So we're holding it. Since it's brand new, it's too watery. Then it gets kind of a little bit more, not watery, a little bit more gooey, which is what you want. Not too gooey because then it won't come out. But, you know, when it's brand new, it's really watery. So, I should probably get my old little bottle. I'm just gonna let it dry a little bit. When it's too watery, it goes into the pores of the foam. So here you go, number 2. And before I continue, I'm going to open it up. Put in another little stem. Ooh. Well, it's not a stem, a wire. Right at the center. And I'm going to close it up. Make sure it's right. Ooh. Man, yeah, too much glue comes out. Make sure it's right at the center. Yeah, now I have to hold the glue bottle sideways. And there you go. So you're going to fold it like that. And we are going to glue, look at that, how pretty. Like that. So we're going to put in a little bit of glue. And put it in there. And then make sure this closes. And you've got your flower number 2. Now let's do a third one. Okay, third one. Here we go. Sideways. I think you should not ever put this glue, this bottle, until it dries up towards looking down, because it'll just come out. So you see the picture of a bluebonnet in the video, so you can analyze the petals. And see what a unique flower it is. Every flower is so unique. You know, there's all types of styles of flowers, and I honestly love them all. Oh, the Christmas flowers. I love the Christmas flowers. That magnolia, or glitter magnolias, are just amazing to me. So I want to grab a little bit of that glue. I'm going to close it up with that. And we're going to continue. And to be quite honest, we're going to do the 12 last flowers. It's exactly the same. Just that the petal is more open. Ooh, I should have put the other part in first. Now I'm gonna have some trouble placing this up, but it's okay. It'll, oh, too small. Oh no, you see right there? We're gonna have to have a little bit of trouble sticking it in. Oh boy. We're gonna do it. One, oh, I hope it doesn't go. Oh, there we go. It's just so immediate. This 369 glue, crafting glue, is just really immediate. Well, sometimes if you have a lot, it takes a while, so you want it right in the center, and you're going to press. And you've got your little bean, and then we're going to, standing up, this part, that's where you bend down. And we're going to glue it to the third. And you see, like, I'm gonna put it sideways. You can do it like a little bit more like that. And if you look at the bluebonnet, so we're gonna do that. I'm gonna put some glue here. Ooh, that's why you shouldn't do it facing down. And we close it up. And you've got your 3 middle flowers, bluebonnet. So this, we're just gonna clean it up, okay? So we're gonna finish the other 3 so we can go on to our next part. So we are now on our last 12 large flowers, and it's literally gonna be the same thing. We're gonna cut 12 little strips from our leftovers. So 1, 2, 3, and I can actually, then we're going to go, I don't need to put that long, 5, 6, 7, actually this can be 2, this can also be 2, so we're going to do another little strip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And I'm going to cut this in 2. We don't need that big. We're going to put them away, and we're going to wrap our last 12 14 gauge wires. And Easy peasy. We're just gonna glue and wrap the 12 of them around. Hold it. And we are going to continue with these 12 wires. Actually, I can put this up there. And once we do this, we're gonna go to doing the same thing all over again. We're gonna close all our beams. And ta-da. So let's continue doing these 12 ones. And we go on to close making the 12 flowers. So this is the next step. So we are at a very exciting part. We have our all finished, our buds, our flowers, our small ones, and our 12 big ones. So we're gonna take the floral tape from our kit, and you are going to take your needle nose pliers, and this is where the wiring comes in. So we're gonna first start off, if you saw the picture, by the first 3 small ones. So what you wanna do is set them together. And these, if you can see, they go like that. So you're gonna leave approximately 2 inches down from the wire, and we are going to cut a little piece of our tape, and we're gonna wire these 3. We're gonna wire them 2 inches approximately. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? And you're just gonna go all the way down. Make sure we get all these little hairs we didn't like. And we are going to try to fix them so they look like this. And this is going to be a little curvature like that. And you've got your 3 sets at the top part. So we're gonna go with the next 3 medium size, and we're gonna do the next thing, but we are going to calculate 2 inches, the same 2 inches, and we are going to place it right in the middle of these 2. We're gonna fold it a little bit out. Can you all see? Now, don't worry too much, because, you know, it'll start. You can also kind of help you out to estimate where they go, because they all have the same length down here. Okay, so we're gonna cut a little bit also, I don't know, 8 inches, and every one is right between the previous one. So you're going to wrap a little bit below here, and we're going to wrap. And we're gonna go all the way down. Well, not all the way down until you're, you know, 2-3 inches down. And you see, these 3 have one height and these 3 have another. So these little things, you're going to curve them like this, right between the previous ones, the upper layer of the buds. You see how it starts looking sideways? So now your bluebonnet bud is taking form, and it's starting to look really pretty. Now we're gonna do the same thing with, we've got 6 of the same large size. So we're gonna continue 2 inches down, You may want to leave maybe 2.5, just a little bit more. And we're gonna do that. And then one over here. And we're gonna fold it towards the outside a little bit. And then the third one. And that's the one we need to paint again. This one right here. And we have it approximately the same height. And we're going to cut another little piece of tape. Now you do want to measure these three like that are approximately the same height down here. And you are going to cut another little piece of floral tape, sorry. And we are going to wrap them around as tight as possible. And this is going to be amazing. So we make sure we keep them right between, these are right between these two. This one's between these two. Now we're gonna try to make that same little curvature towards the upside. Now this flower will be higher than 4 feet. It all depends. You can actually put it way higher, and I'm gonna show you how. If you want it really high. So there you go. So we're just gonna kind of try to fix it right between the previous layer. If you feel like, oh, this one is too down, I want it shorter, the only thing you have to do is put more floral tape, which is what I'm gonna do, because I don't want it that tall. So I'm just gonna cut a little tiny piece here. Actually pretty tiny. And just kind of roll it a little bit more. Here, tighter. And that's all you need to do. It all depends how much you want to open your bud. But I want it kind of tall and very slick. So you can see the bud coming around? And then we're gonna do the last part of the bud. And we're going to do the exact same thing. You're gonna check your measurements. You can see it's the same here, and the same here. So you're gonna do 2 and 3. Right in the middle. Don't worry, you're gonna move them around. So you're gonna cut more floral tape. And we are going to fold them loose just so we don't get confused. Right here to here. And we are going to wrap our floral tape around it. I'm gonna make sure they go one between the other one. This one's a little bit more to the side, so I gotta push it over here. This one here. Actually, this one looks better here. This one here, and this one here. You see? So, and you're gonna do that same curvature under the previous two, and we're going to wrap it as tight as we can. And there it goes. And that's the top part of our little bud. Now mine, if you want to keep them a little bit tighter, you may want to do just 1.5 inches. Depends how tall. I want mine kind of very thin and tall, but not too tall. So once you're here, we're gonna go with the next, which is this one, where the flower starts opening up. So here we're gonna do same thing. We put 1, we put 2, and we're also gonna check this part, and we put 3. And we're gonna cut a little bit of tape. On this one, I'm gonna leave it a little bit closer to cut a little bit of our floral tape, and we start wrapping. Now let's try to make sure. Oh, it's getting tight with the cable I have here. So I just want to turn this around. So I need to make sure that this one is below this one. This one moves on this side, and it's got to be right in the middle of the previous layers, right? So you want to have that. This one's moving around a little bit too much, so we gotta tighten them up. And look at how pretty it's coming. Now we're going to continue. I'm actually going to put a little bit more tape right here just to make it a little bit sturdier. You may want to put a little bit of glue so they don't move and it's right one between the layer of the other, and they are all. Can you see that? Okay, so we're gonna go the next small one. So 1, 2, 3, and here we go. So we're gonna put them here again. I'm putting up a little bit higher because I don't want, when I fold it here, you do want your 2 inches or your 1.5 inches. So I'm actually gonna put it a little bit higher, and I'm gonna compare from here to here. So I want it to start getting a little bit closer to each other. So I'm gonna put it here, and I'm gonna put the other one here. Can you see? So I want it tight here. These 3 are closer right here. And I am going to cut a little bit of tape. And we are going to start taping this. I'm just gonna do it really hard here because it's getting, I'll put more tape around it. And go a little bit lower. So now that we have these, you want to open it up, you want to open it up, and you want to open it up. So you see how each one is between the previous, oh, this one moved around here. And you've got, and there it goes. It's beautiful. So I'm going to actually get a little bit more tape. So we're gonna go now with our middle flower. So you can keep on going and then leave the whole stem, and it would probably go to 6 feet tall. It's totally up to you. I'm going to show you how I'm gonna do it, how I build it. But you know, you can go as tall as you want, but look at that, how pretty. So we're gonna continue now. And then we go on this one. This is the next one that is a bigger flower. You're gonna, oh, this one's pretty big, so I'm gonna need to pull more tape on this one. And kind of put a little bit more, because I left it I tightened it too much. So I'm going to tighten it here. I don't have enough space under the camera because it's getting really bulky. So, but look at how pretty it is. So remember, it's really tall, so you gotta calculate to always leave this little, on the next one, a little bit more. On this one, if you calculate, so let's say you want it here at that height, so you gotta leave it from here to here, kind of a calculation. So as you can see, let me show you. Now this one, you're only gonna leave it a tiny bit taller, not that much, because you need it a little bit to kind of form like a pine tree, without getting too big, you see? So I'm gonna get one, and then I'm gonna get this one right between these two. Make sure we have the same length here. And then the third one, make sure we have the same length here. And we fold here. Just gonna push it down a little bit because it's a little bit too tall. You want all the flowers to show. Push it a little. I'm gonna pull these a little bit lower. I don't know if you can see. These little three are just a little bit lower. Tiny little bit. Because I don't want this one covering that one too much. So you're just going to hold it here, and we are going to cut our tape. So this is the complicated part, because you kind of sometimes want somebody to hold you this, but you're gonna have to use one hand and the other, you know, and just stretch it as much as you can right here. Kind of complicated. Do it with the camera. So here you see how pretty it looks. Now you do want to kind of curve this like that and like that. And I am going to put a little extra tape just up there because it's getting noisy. Getting noisy. Actually, this one goes here. This one goes there. And this one goes, yeah, goes right there. Okay, so you gotta fix them up. If you feel you want them tighter, you may want to do this. Twist them up. Twist through here, up and down. Up and down, kind of like tying them in a knot. So they won't move, and you might want to put a little bit of glue too. These are getting a little rowdy. These little flowers are getting rowdy. Hey, y'all. So, we got them right there. Look at that, how pretty. So you got. And now we're going to put the next three. And you may want to continue like that. I'm gonna put the last 12 on the stem so it'll be very tall, but not that crazy tall. So let's do the last three with that white, and let's go. So I'm gonna fix it right between these two. I'm going to push these two kind of inches out. Now here, if this is too long, because I think it is, I don't know if you can see how these are short, and here it's where it starts getting long. So you may want to, but I don't want to, you can leave this one longer because you don't want to cover the one on top, right? You want them all to kind of show. So I'm going to put this one here. And then the third one, I don't know if you all can see, complicated, the camera is too close and the flower is getting bigger by the moment. So now you know why it's amazing giant flowers, because we just giant everything up. Everything in Texas is big, I guess. We are going to take a little bit more, and we're going to come up and fix that place where you see, man, I can't twirl the flower because I have the camera stand. So right in back of it, so I got to do it with my hand like this, because it's easier to kind of twirl your flower. But I can't do it with a camera stand. I'm trying to sideways maybe. Okay, so I am going to strengthen it right here. So you wanna, this one's down here and it's turning up. This one's between these two and it's turning up. And this one's between these two and it's turning up. And I already checked, they're kind of the same height, so you're doing good. Now we're going to tape this up. Now I'm sure this tape was from a dollar box because it has 10 yards, so. Because I have so many boxes here of different kits all over the place. I can't twirl it. Really as tight as you can. I hope you all can see that, because it is getting really big for the camera. So we have our, so I'm just gonna grab the rest of your floral tape, well not the rest, and go all the way down. Because this is what's going to be inserted into. Now you can keep on going and make it really tall and leave the PVC pipe by itself. It's totally and completely up to you. I am going to close this up, because you know this the PVC pipe is already, the bendable pipe is already almost 4 feet. So you're gonna have to calculate, do I want it to keep on going? And if you do, you keep on going with the other stems here and you just leave the other super tall, and it's probably gonna go like 5 feet in height. No, not 5, way more than 5. No, like if it's 4, look at that. So here is your Bluebonnet. It is looking gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Now it's wrapped in the cable. And the rest, and this is the top part of the flower. I'm going to add it to the PVC pipe and we're going to go. Next step. So we now have all our leaves done. Our 12 leaves. We're going to take our floral tape and we are just going to wrap 2 sets of 6 leaves we're gonna put them together, like all facing the same side. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So you have them all grouped together, and we are going to press all the cables right at the edge. Make sure they're all like right at the edge. And we're going to press right there. And we are going to turn our lead. We're going to grab our floral tape. And we are going to wrap them as tight as possible right at the edge. So kind of do a little knot here, and then you like really strong. And we are going to go all the way down. Our wires are going to be a little bit too long, so we're just going to have to cut at the edge, because you don't need the wires that long. And we are going to open them up. Make sure you've got the right side. You want this one like that. I'll just turn it around, but you can always turn it. So you can see here is your leaf. Oh, this one, can you notice it's not very well thermoformed there? And you just want your leaf coming out right from the center. I'm gonna cut another little piece of floral tape so I can continue all the way down, and I think I'm gonna cut the last 4 inches or 3 inches because I don't need it this long. This is gonna be taped to the PVC pipe. So we don't need it that long. Probably just cut 3 inches until the floral tape is done. So here you go. Here is your one leaf for the our Bluebonnet, and we're going to do the same thing with the other 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we're going to also try to press it as much as possible right here, making sure you get them all inside. You don't want the wire to be seen when it's, let's twist this one. You know, like the other one, it's a little bit too open. So you want your wire not to show. So I'm just gonna stick it in there and try our wire not to, you know, like this one's standing up. You don't want that wire showing. I mean, it's okay if it shows a leaf. If you look at a Bluebonnet leaf, it has like, it looks like it's wired, right? Looks like a little palm tree. So I'm going to grab a little bit of tape, and I'm going to try to press without the wire to show. And we're going to twist right here. See, the tape is just, we're just rolling these all together. And I'm going to cut a little bit more of tape. I just don't like to have big pieces of tape because I feel like it gets tangled up. But you can, you know, you can leave it longer so you won't have to make a cut there. And then the last little shreds, we're just gonna cut them up. Grab your needle nose pliers and we cut them. And there we go. You see, right here. I'm actually going to push them, this one, I'm going to push it up a little bit more and put more tape because I don't like those wires showing. Oh, there we go. You see, right here? So I'm just going to push more tape here. I'm just gonna tie it, I don't know if you can see, just a little bit more because you don't want the wires to see. You just want the little bended leaf to show. You know, like you just want like thin here and then open and then thin. So I'm just gonna cut this little tiny little piece and just wrap it right there. This is an extremely detailed flower. I think it's probably one of the most complicated. And here we go. And now that's the way we want them to look. So you just open it up. You know, look at that. And these, we just cut this little part out. The bottom, because we don't need it that long. And we are ready to go, and here they are, ready to go to our next step. Well, we are on our last step, and I just had to put the camera farther away because this is a big flower. We have our finished bud and flower, so this is pretty tall. And we've got our 12 flowers. We've got our bendable PVC pipe, so we're gonna just stretch it out. I don't know if you can see. And the first, remember, we're gonna have to stretch it out as straight as possible because this is a heavy flower. It has lots and lots of wires, so it's gonna be heavy. So we're gonna have to stretch it out as much as possible. And then when you mount it, you will have to do a bend towards one side to kind of give it a little, you know, something like that. And you do want to stretch this out the most. Slowly make sure. So we are at this part. And this is where it's going to get, this is a complicated flower. Remember how we did, we're going to do the same thing. Leave this approximately 3 inches, and we're going to, first, I am going to put a little bit of, actually, I think I will use a little tiny bit of glue and glue 3 right here. Okay, so you're gonna, there's gonna be 3 rows. Make sure it has almost like the same height. Remember right here. I don't know if you can see. Okay, so you got the same height. So we're going to put the, make sure the little bean is towards the outside. And we're just going to make a little kind of like tie it a little bit with this, with the small one. First, we're gonna tie it with a small one. And we're gonna place a little bit of glue. Let me cut like 1/4 of tape. And we're going to tie right here. Make sure they are like divided in 3 around the pipe. You know, so you're going to, don't worry they move too much. They're gonna be tightened continuously. But they are approximately the same height. So you got this like that. Okay, and you've got, they're kind of separated, so if you open it up, they look like 3. Now this one needs to be a little bit more over here. So you got 3. You know, you don't want them on this side, you want them like that. And we're gonna just use a little dab of glue and hold it. hold each one, make sure they don't move. You can use your make sure they hold like divided in 3. Just a little bit. I think I am gonna use this one here, which is probably gonna help to keep it a little bit tighter. So we have it here. Now we're gonna go and do the second 3, okay? So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do that actually 4 times. So make sure that when you place it here, you place your little bean towards the outside, and obviously you're gonna measure this one 3 inches approximately from the height of the previous one. And we are going to put them right between the previous 3. They're gonna be moving around a little bit right now, but you know, once they're tightened, you can, so kind of like that. Make sure you have the same kind of height. These 3 have the same height around here. I don't know, can you see that? Okay, and we are going to start, make another little cut. But now we're gonna wrap a little bit further down. We'll cut a floral tape. Ooh, where's my scissors? Yes, this is cut. So I'm gonna cut another little piece, and we are going to roll. Make sure this one's like in the middle of the previous 3. So we can move them around right now. So I'm just gonna, you know, check that this one is in the middle of these 2. This one is in the middle of these 2. And this one is in the middle of these 2. So we got them there. Now we're gonna do the same thing with the next, oh, this one's over here, with the next 3. Okay, so we've got them here. We're gonna grab the next 3. Now you're gonna pick the same thing. It's gotta be like 3 inches below this one. So that way you've got the same height. And you're going to go around right here, 1. And then right here 2. Yeah, this one is a complicated one. And then right here 3. And we're just verifying that these 3 have the same length. And we're gonna wrap around, making sure they're in the middle of the previous 3, you know, they're following like this top one, right? Because you want this top one. And we're gonna cut another little piece. And we're going to tighten up again. So make sure it's like same height. Because you won't be able to see it in the flowers. You've got so many that you don't know which one is which level. So you're gonna have to do it looking at your wires, right? And I'm gonna twist it and make sure this one's in the center of this. This was in the center of these 2. And this one is in the center. Oh boy, where is it? Uh-oh. This one's in the center of these 2. Oh, yeah, here it is, here it is. Okay, so you got your 3 kind of properly divided, and then we're going to go for the last ones. And there's how it starts going. Then we're gonna form it. It's gonna be a very tall flower. Even though our kit says 4 feet, it's gonna go a little bit more. So here we go again. Now the last 3, we're gonna do the same thing. right in the middle of these three, a little bit farther away, down. So we got one. So we got these, the longest three. This one's in the middle, you see? And then this one's in the middle. And this one is in the middle. So we've got our three last flowers in the middle of the previous three. We're going to take some tape here, a little bit around here, and we're going to cut another little piece, oh, like 12 inches or a foot floral tape, and you're going to twist. And you're going to make sure they're being separated properly right here. Right here, it opened a little bit too much, so you want to keep that order. So now you have all your bluebonnet flowers up like this. We're gonna go level by level, opening them up. So we're gonna open the first level. We're gonna twist it down and up, like that. And we are going to put a little bit of glue, making sure it doesn't move. And this one, we're gonna do the same thing. Can you see, like that? And then up. And then the third one, down and up. And you've got your first level. You can see the first level of these three flowers. I'm gonna put it the other way so you can see how it should look. Let's see if that helps. So you got 1, 2, and 3. And I'm just gonna tighten it up right here. Put a little bit of glue and make sure they're pretty well separated in 3 the way it should be. Now I need to go get more silicone. I'll be right back. So now I'm gonna glue these, like these wires. Make sure they're gonna still move because we still have to put the giant floral tape on them. But it'll be a little bit stronger. You can also wrap more floral tape around it. Like this one's too close to this one, so we want it, you see how this one opens up a little bit over here? We want it a little bit more open here. So even if they move around, we'll fix that later. And then the third one, at a good area, we're gonna put it here. So here you go. You have these 3. Then we're gonna go with the next 3. So you're gonna push this one. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. This one should be in the middle of these 2. Floral tape is falling apart right here, but it's just like holding its place while we glue it and tape it a little bit stronger. You may want to put glue on your tape if you feel it's untaping, just to hold it. Remember, this is just kind of like the tie knots. So we bend one. We make sure that when they're bended, they go right between the bottom, the ones at the bottom, right? Like you see right here, this one is right between these two that are at the bottom. So you just go around, move them around until you get them exactly where they need to be, and you put your little glue right in the middle. Like this one moved a little bit over, so I'm gonna push it down here and place the glue right in the middle of the previous bottom two. So see, it's right in the middle of these two. I'm gonna hold it there a little bit. I'm also gonna put a little bit of glue on this tape here. So these are your tie knots. And then we've got the third one right in the middle of these two. We're gonna put some glue. Make sure it doesn't move. It's hard with so many flowers showing, but this one's here in the middle of these, of this one and this one on top. It's easier, like, let me see so that I can show a little bit. So now we're gonna go on the higher one, and we're going to do the same thing. This one has got to go. We twist it and bend it up with a little beam towards the outside. We've got number 2 here. We twist it and bend it up. And we've got number 3 here. We twist it and bend it up. So what do? We're gonna glue the edges, glue the tape, keep it as strong as possible. Glue these little 3 without trying for them not to move too much. And keep them in its place. Can you see? And then we've got our little last tie knot, which I'm gonna put a little bit of glue just to make sure it's not all over the place. Right here. I'm trying to see if the camera can see. And these last 3 ones, this one turned over, so you gotta turn the little thing out. And you bend it down and up, you bend it down and up, and you bend it down, down, and curve it up. And there you have your 12. And I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue too, making sure this one follows this one. So I'm gonna put some glue in there. Just so it won't, you're gonna have to accommodate them once we have all the floral tape in. And then we got in here. So we got, and then you're gonna put this part. Can't see. This part will go in here. You will have to make, get these little pieces of foam to hold it in place. So this is your whole, you see it? Bluebonnet. And then this one stands up. So yeah, this is going to be 5'6". It's going to be 5.5 feet tall. So now we're going to let this one fall right in the middle. And now we're just going to fix, get this. I'm going to put in my scissors through this thing to make it as straight as possible. Can you see? So I'm just going to twist it straight as possible. Needle nose pliers would probably be better, but I don't have them right here. So we're just going to push this little thing in there and let it fall, because it's going to hold with the wires of the previous flowers, but you want them to be right in the middle of the next three. So you've got your, like that. So now we're going to start furl taping our whole flower. So you're gonna grab your giant furl tape that you're gonna fall in love with. I love my giant furl tape. And we are gonna start wrapping. It's gonna take us a while because it is complicated. So I'm pushing it up like this. And I'm going to go around and around slowly, trying to keep each layer of flowers over the other layer. You know, like right in between the previous three. Oh, this is a beautiful Texas bluebonnet. So you can see I'm going around. Wish you could see what I'm doing in there, but just the petals won't let you see. But just through the explanation, you're going to wrap your floral tape, your giant floral tape, around your PVC pipe stem as straight as possible. And once you get to your first layer, you make sure they're properly divided in three, you know, around the pipe. So this is getting rough right here. Let me see if I can put that in the camera to see how I am. You see right there? So I'm going over, down, and you're gonna go over, down, making sure the layer of these three, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3, which are in the same 3 layer, are perfectly divided in 3. So I'm gonna go, hopefully you can see. I actually twist it up and down through them. Look at this. Kind of like using it like to tie a knot. Your floral tape is functioning like a, without stretching too hard, right? Now if you feel you've put in a little dab of glue. So I'm gonna go down. So here are the 3 perfect ones. Now I'm gonna make sure that the next layer of three flowers you see right here how I'm twisting it down? I need to make sure this one is between this one is between this one, and this one moves between these 2. So we got it good. We got it good. So we're gonna keep on going. Making sure the little stems are holding in place. Look at this, how I'm twisting it up through them and then back down so you can get it like strong in there. And they look pretty good. We're gonna keep on rolling down. So this layer is pretty strong now. And it's right where it should be. Now we're gonna go to the 3rd layer of flowers. See how I'm wrapping? Yeah, good. Yeah, it's coming out of the camera. Okay, so here, I'm actually gonna fold it. This one has to be here. This one has to be, actually this one goes over here between these previous 3. And this one goes between these 3. So now we're going to tighten it up. And go through this one. From the bottom and around. It's tight. And here you go. Oh well. So we're gonna go, and the last layer, you see how they're all, these three here are together? We're gonna have to open them up right in the middle of the well, we need to finish rolling this part down. As tight as possible. And man, my giant floral tape is all messed up. But I just love it because it works a lot like I mean, there's other ways to go about it. If you have you can do holes in the pole. But you know, I don't want to get into really complicated bills because this is a kit. So we don't need really specialized tools. But like in my giant flowers, like the really big 40 inchers, I usually, you know, drill holes on my PVC pipes, and I can't really use because you need a lot of weight. So we're gonna fix these, keep them straight, go up through this part and down. Now you don't want your flower, your stem to look too gobbledygook, so you're going to go around like that. And it's really hard to do a video because there's just so many flowers in it. But it, finally we got it. So we are now gonna roll our tape all the way down. This is easy. Oh, I jumped our leaves, guys. We forgot our leaves. So I'm gonna put them a little bit way down on one side. I almost forgot the leaves. No. Roll it down. And then the other one on the other side. A little bit lower. And I think I used floral tape because it does have 10 yards, so it should be enough, but I used from another box, which I've been doing that mistake continuously because I just have so many all over. So we're just gonna roll all the way down. And there you have it. Your giant, just hold this up. And this one, you just gotta have to glue it, you know, hold it up in there. Ta-da! Congratulations. Look at how gorgeous. Make sure you open up your leaves right here. And you've got your Bluebonnet. And you finish your tape all the way to the end and make sure you place a little dab of glue at the very end. I'll continue it. And we are done.